In this module, we'll explore key aspects of risk management and environmental issues related to property. We'll start by understanding fundamental concepts of risk management and how insurance plays a critical role in property operations. Then, we'll look at the different types of insurance policies commonly used in property management, helping you differentiate their coverage and purposes. Next, we'll discuss how property managers and owners approach allocating the costs associated with risks, which is essential for effective financial planning. Finally, we'll dive into environmental hazards, including air quality concerns, and practical strategies for controlling these hazards to ensure safe and compliant property management. This broad overview sets the stage for managing risks and environmental challenges in the property sector effectively. Let's dive into the core coverage areas you need to know about for protecting property through insurance. These are the main 4 policy categories that address the most common risks in operations, physical assets, and the environment. First, general liability insurance safeguards you against claims involving bodily injury, property damage, or other third-party issues. It's essential for covering unexpected accidents or legal claims. Next, property insurance focuses on your physical assets like buildings and equipment. It protects against losses due to fire, theft, storms, and other damaging events, ensuring your business can recover quickly. Then, workers' compensation is critical for employee protection. It covers medical expenses and lost wages if someone is injured on the job, helping both the employee and the employer manage workplace risks. Lastly, environmental liability insurance deals with contamination, cleanup costs, and pollution-related damages. This is especially important for businesses that have potential environmental impacts, helping to manage costly remediation and legal responsibilities. Together, these coverage areas form the foundation for effective risk management, addressing both operational and environmental challenges in property protection. When we look at risk-cost allocation between managers and owners, it's important to understand the distinction in their responsibilities. Owners are typically responsible for property insurance premiums. This means they cover the core casualty, liability, and asset protection that safeguard both the building itself and the ownership exposure. Additionally, owners handle major environmental remediation costs, which include funding cleanup, testing, and corrective action whenever hazardous substances or site contamination are found. They're also responsible for capital risk improvements, such as large-scale upgrades like system replacements, structural fixes, or projects required for compliance. Essentially, owners absorb costs tied to protecting the asset, managing legal ownership risks, and maintaining the property's long-term condition. On the other hand, managers focus on operational loss prevention. Their budgets cover inspections, safety procedures, documentation, and daily controls that help reduce the frequency of claims. Managers also take on professional liability exposure, which means they may carry insurance or assume costs related to errors, omissions, or negligence in performing management services. They are responsible for routine compliance administration, which includes reporting, overseeing vendors, providing training, and keeping records needed to manage risk under the terms of their management agreement. So, managers usually bear the costs connected to operating, supervising, and fulfilling their contracted duties. Understanding these roles clearly helps us allocate risk costs accurately and ensure both owners and managers manage their respective exposures effectively. When managing properties, it's crucial to be aware of environmental hazards that can have significant impacts. 3 key hazards require early detection and thorough documentation to avoid costly consequences. First, asbestos, often found in legacy insulation and fireproofing materials. If disturbed, it can lead to expensive abatement processes and serious health risks. Second, lead, which is commonly found in older paint and piping. This poses serious health concerns and must be carefully disclosed and managed to remain compliant with regulations. Third, mold and storage tanks. These issues often stem from moisture problems or hidden leaks, leading to contamination of indoor air quality and potentially the surrounding soil. These environmental factors aren't just theoretical concerns. They directly affect compliance, occupant safety, and ultimately the property's value. Conducting detailed site inspections helps uncover these invisible hazards, turning potential risks into informed, manageable decisions. This proactive risk management is essential for responsible property oversight. When we talk about air quality and indoor environment standards, there are several critical factors to keep in mind. First, ventilation plays a huge role. Poor airflow can trap moisture and particulates inside, which often leads to discomfort and health complaints from occupants. Next, VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, are another concern. These can be emitted from everyday items like paints, adhesives, and furnishings, introducing harmful pollutants into indoor air. Then there's radon, a radioactive gas that can seep into buildings from the soil. Testing in areas prone to radon is essential to identify and manage this invisible risk. Overall, the key is to follow established standards and guidelines set by agencies like OSHA, EPA, ASHRAE, and relevant local codes. These help us monitor, document, and effectively address indoor air quality risks to ensure a safe and healthy environment. Effective hazard control is essential to protecting both the property and the people inside it. The first step is to inspect early. This means using routine inspections, reviewing incident logs, and paying close attention to tenant reports in order to identify potential hazards before they grow into serious claims or violations. Next, we focus on containing and correcting any issues that arise. This involves isolating affected areas, following established remediation protocols, and thoroughly documenting all corrective actions related to environmental or safety exposures. Finally, training and monitoring are key to maintaining long-term safety. Staff need clear procedures, the right protective measures, and consistent follow-up reviews to ensure that hazard controls remain effective over time. By following these practical mitigation strategies, we can effectively manage risks and safeguard our properties. To wrap up, the key takeaways focus on protecting both the property and its occupants through effective risk management. First, it's crucial to build your insurance coverage specifically around the real property risks you face. This ensures you're adequately protected in case of damage or loss. Next, clearly defining the cost responsibility between the property manager and owner helps avoid confusion and ensures smooth financial handling when issues arise. Staying compliant with environmental laws and hazard disclosure is another critical point, as it not only keeps you legally safe, but also helps maintain a safe environment for everyone involved. Lastly, proactively managing hazardous conditions before they cause harm is essential in preventing accidents and costly damages. By concentrating on these areas, you can minimize risks and create a safer, more secure property environment for all parties.